Okay, so essentially this is the list that I went through when I was doing physical therapy, and it's supposed to strengthen like your lower abdominal and your core, help with your obliques, and help to stabilize like um, your pelvic floor, your hips, your low back, and your glutes, so that you can work out effectively, I guess. So the first one is called dead bug. And essentially what you want to do here is you put your legs up at a 90-degree angle, and you want to have them straight up and straight out. Your arms go straight up like this, and normally you have like your arch of your back space underneath here, but what you want to do is flex your lower core so that it presses that lower back straight into the floor as deep as you can. So once you have that flexed, you keep it flexed the entire time. Now, you can use weights if you want. I suggest starting out with just your hands until you get a feel for everything, and then move into like a 5-pound weight or something like that. So you have your hands straight up like this. You keep your knees bent, and you can't cheat. No moving them down, no moving them up when you get tired. Everything stays flexed right here. Take your hand, and you slowly just move it back. Keep yourself flexed. Bring it back up. Do the opposite hand. Stay flexed, bring it back up. And essentially you're going to do a set of 10 on both sides. So from there, it's the butt bridges. So you get to stay in your little position here, and you're going to do 10 of them, and you're going to hold for 10 seconds each. So keeping your legs bent again, you're going to bring your body up like this so that you're at kind of like a full extension with your body here, kind of more in a straight line. And you really want to focus on squeezing those butt muscles. They're supposed to stay flexed, and you hold that for a set of 10. Once you're finished holding for a set of 10, you just go back, you give yourself a few seconds rest, and then you go back up again. You really flex those glutes, keep them tight, and like I said, just go through that about 10 times. Then you're not probably unfamiliar with planking. So you start with your front plank. You're going to have your arms bent. You can put your hands together. You keep your body straight, and you try to maintain this. I like to sing through Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star twice. Otherwise, you can do 30 seconds. When you get a little more comfortable, do a minute. From your front plank, you're going to move to a side plank. And essentially, what you want to do with that is your bottom leg is down. Your front leg can be over the top like this, or if you want, you can straighten them out like this and have them one on top of the other. I like to put my legs like this. You go up into your side plank, and once you get to a certain point, you can make it happen so that, you've got your arms straight up. This is really going to help your obliques here. You want to keep your body in this straight line as it is. And if you're not up here to start out with, it's always good to practice just having your hand over your belly button, maintaining just kind of a vertical position here, and everything, like I said, staying straight like this here. From that, we're going to do an opposite limb extension. This is going to help train that lower back a little bit more and kind of work everything through your back straps, I guess is how I put it. So essentially, you're just in an all-four position here, and what you're going to do is you're going to take your opposite leg to the opposite arm, and you're going to slowly bring them up simultaneously, and you're going to try to get as much of a flex as you can out of that. Go up as high as you can. Really make sure that you're squeezing these glutes again, and when you're holding your arm up, feeling everything kind of tighten up in your lower back, it's supposed to make that kind of like flex out. Then you go back to your neutral position, and you do the same thing on the other side. You try to just get everything kind of flexed out, really tighten those glutes up, hold for a count of 10, and then bring it back in. From there, to counteract like what you just did, kind of arching your back, you're going to do an opposite one where it's more of a hunching your back, and it's called the camel, or the cat, some people like to call it. And so this one's a little strange. You're going to feel really awkward doing it, but it's really good to help build that pelvic floor. So you stay in this all fours position here, and what you're going to do is you're going to roll your back up, but what you're doing is flexing these bottom abdominal muscles, and you're just trying to take your pelvis from the back and move it forward while you're flexing, I guess. So, I mean, then you can go back into your relaxed stage, and then you're just going to keep doing those flexes like that. It looks really awkward, it feels really awkward, but it's so good for your body. The next thing that you're probably not unfamiliar with is your squats. And when you're doing your squats, obviously your feet are going to be shoulder width apart. I like to use a 15-pound weight when I do it and hold it to my chest. And you just want to make sure that while you're doing them, you keep your body as straight as possible. You bend down at your knees, and you try to keep everything like pretty straight, I guess. So going down with that weight, coming down here, dipping as low as you can, and then really getting yourself back up. Lunges is another one. I like to do them with 10-pound weights in either hand and walk across the floor to and from. But essentially, if you want to do them like in place, you have to make sure that when you go down, you're not overextending so that you're not way out here, or you're not too close right here so that you can't get down. You want to have a good, nice planted step, and then just really get yourself deep down in there, and really focus on trying to keep everything through here tight, making sure that you're flexing this lower abdominal muscle here, and then coming back up nice and easy, I guess. Power cleans. I'm not sure if you know what power cleans are, but essentially I'll take a bar, the women's bar, and I'll put some, 10, 15 pounds on it or whatever. And when they had me do physical therapy, I'll just use this dumbbell for right now. They taught me just to bend down like you're doing a squat. You pick up the bar, you come to your waist, and then you want to roll it up here. And as you roll it up to your chin, you want to bend your legs, go into another squat, and use that squat to have your legs help you with the assist up. Bring it back down, bring it here, drop it back to the ground. So that's going to train like your back again a little bit more to allow your butt to assist you with everything, so that you're not injuring your back. And again, when you go up to your full extension, when you get from here up to here, that bounce that you have and that full extension, you should be tightening those glutes and really making sure that they're working properly, because that's what's going to protect you as you're lifting. Flutter kicks. These ones are really self-explanatory too. When you get to a certain point of core strength, you can do it with your hands out at your sides. Otherwise, most people put their hands in the small of their back. I like to keep my head up for them as well, but you just want to keep a straight plank and then just do your flutters. Try not to go too high, because that's kind of cheating, but you keep them down low. You do your flutter kicks. I do those for a minute, and then I move into crisscross. Sorry, I've been working all day and I'm super tired, but show must go on. Yeah, back into your scissor kicks from there after you're done with your flutter kicks. I like doing a minute of those, and those are, again, staying low. I like to keep my head up, and you just move them out and in and just crisscross, alternating which ones go over the top of each other. And you might not quite be here yet. I like to do what I call fruit roll-ups. This is one that I just kind of incorporated into there. But you're in hands down position, then you go from a full extension, you curl your knees up to your chest, and then you bring yourself up into the air. So and yeah, those help with some stability and some core strength eventually too. And then the good old push-up. With the push-up, reminding that as you're in this position, you're trying to keep yourself as straight as possible. You don't want to be doing this. You don't want to be doing this. want to try to keep yourself as straight as possible. And then when you go down, unless you have to do the girls' push-ups for a while, but when you go down, your push-up, you should maintain that plank position. Your arms should get that 90-degree bend, and then you should be able to go back up from there. And for your core and lower back, it's better to do your push-ups slowly instead of just like popping them out like people like to do. It's better to just kind of really ease your way into it, bring yourself up, come to a good resting spot, and do it over again, and do about 10 of those. I'm out of shape. But yeah, that's to start out with. I have, I guess, more that I do as part of my routines. If you like this stuff and what's going on with it, then we can continue on a little bit more, and I'll give you more workouts as you work your way through this. But this is a good little setup to do. I'm still out of breath. This is a good setup to do for like probably 2 or 3 weeks. And then, like I said, with some of these, just slowly start incorporating weights into them. The dead bug's a really good one to do that with. And then the opposite limb extension, that's a really good one to do it with. I'm going to send you a picture of the list so that you can look through it and be able to just read it off once you've figured out how to do them, so that you can like keep yourself on a routine. And then, I don't know, they're probably not in a very good order if you like to stay like on your back the whole time and then move to like your stomach, or then up to like your standing stuff. This is kind of the order I like to do them in, because it gets me up and down and going, and it kind of works you through a little bit of a cardio workout too if you start whipping through these really fast. Anyways, good luck.